explain to us, where are we right now with our current budget process?
Well, the Police Services Board has met the city target of 3.2 to...
and that's $3.2 million.
No, 3.2%.
3.2%.
On a $23 million gross modo dollar figure. But the problem is that the 3.2 does not cover the $420,000 in lost revenue from Selwyn with respect to the Lakefield policing.
So that's the money
contract
that we're not getting from being a community police service with the Lakefield as well?
That's right, because that was beyond the board the police services ability to ever recover that kind of revenue. The other thing is that last year the council approved our budget. After they approved it, they said if there's a surplus that will be applied towards it. Last year there was a surplus, so that put us further behind by another $250,000.
So let's explain that a little bit more for people who may not quite understand how that accounting works out.
So
you had a surplus from last year of
$250,000.
Okay.
And so what happens? It was applied to our net budget requests. So they approved our budget last year, I think about 3.5 at council, and they collected that tax money, and then we didn't get that in terms of our budget. Normally, the surplus historically would have gone into an account for future projects, special projects.
Fund,
exactly, for those kinds of things. Because one investigation can be very costly, and like we could spend easily $250,000 on investigation and need that kind of money. So last year, instead of the money going into a reserve account, it went towards our budget request, and so that puts us on the base number minus $250,000 this year. So that put us into a $670,000 gap between what the city approved and what the city set us up for, literally. And then the other issue was the conversation about the capitalizing of the new radio. We have a new radio that was bought now 3 years ago, and it was capitalized at $3.1 million. Council had originally approved $3.5 million. For that project. There was a savings when the contract was led of $400,000, and it went back into general revenue or other projects. It was redirected. So there was no consideration of the ongoing maintenance, repair, software upgrades, service level agreements for response, for repair, that kind of thing. So that was another annual cost.
So it's the ongoing maintenance cost, functioning costs of running that radio service. We've talked about budget in the past. We've talked about the budget process and the fact that there's not a lot of discretion in the budget apart from staffing.
No, that's it. That's the bulk of it. 92% of the budget here in Peterborough is basically staff.